UK jurisdiction is bigger than England and Wales. There are legal jurisdictions got different areas which cover, but I'm a solicitor based in England and Wales basically. So I will be conducting today's event for you, and I understand that you all are here to know more about self-sponsorship. I must tell you one thing at first, that self-sponsorship is not a visa route. It's not an official visa route. The visa route or the immigration route is known as skilled worker. In the skilled worker category, you have to have a sponsor, you have to have a company who will be sponsoring you, who will be assigning a certificate of sponsorship for you, and then you can make the visa application under a skilled worker. Then you get the skilled worker visa, usually known as work permit as well. Some of the people also say tier 2 general. Very long time before, until 2019, it was known as tier 2. But why it is we are saying it self-sponsorship? Because there is a provision that if you have your own company and that company got the sponsor license and you are being sponsored by that particular company, your own company, that means in a sense that you are actually being sponsored by yourself. That is, popularly known as self-sponsorship. The visa category, there is no visa category, namely self-sponsorship, but popularly known as self-sponsorship. Like there is no visa category, namely PSW at this moment. But if you, what is the name of that particular category? It is actually graduate route. But as I said, that popularly known as PSW. Sometimes people say tier 2 for this sort of category. So how you can sponsor yourself, how your company, your own company, where you are owning 100% share of that company, how that company can sponsor you, that is the thing we'll be discussing today. Basically, there are two ways. People who are already in the UK, they can get the visa through this route, no problem. There are another way, the people who are already outside the UK, they did not come to the UK yet, they haven't come to the UK yet. There are some options for them to sponsor themselves. So there is another thing, people who are in the UK, outside the UK, there are people who are inside the UK. Today, I'll be only discussing about inside the UK options. This is known as switching. Switching is if you have one sort of visa, you are changing that visa category. This is switching. So I'll be only discussing regarding the switching option. People who can switch. Let's see who can switch. People who already got graduate route or PSW, who got skilled worker migrant route. Let's say someone already got work permit, but his company's license has been revoked, or the company has terminated him, or company has withdrawn their that person's sponsorship. So in that scenario, if he wants to go through this route, he can do skilled worker routes. Most dependent visa holders, most means PSW dependents, skilled worker dependents, and maybe student dependents as well. Those people, not maybe, student dependents as well, but there are some other conditions. If the student want to become dependent later, so there are some other options. The student has to complete the course in the UK. All other the spouse visa holders. Spouse visa means dependent visa is one category, other category is spouse visa. Who are the dependents? The PBS dependents, point-based system dependents, student dependents, PSW dependents, skilled worker dependents, and spouses are the spouse of a British citizen or settled person citizens, settled person's spouse. Okay, those people are known as spouse. So for you, I believe that most of you are either at graduate route or skilled worker. Maybe one or two of you could be under dependent visa. So you can switch to this category, provided you meet all the requirements and everything. Requirement is that the person has to be adult, 18 years old. They have to establish a UK company, and the company has to be active and genuine. Then the company successfully applied for a sponsor license. A sponsor license has been granted, and as we say, successfully applied, then that means the license application has been successful. Then course has been assigned. The job is genuine vacancy, appropriate skill level, all those things. Then the code SOC code 2020 is the current one. Then other requirements, English language. Most of the people who are, of course, who are in PSW, they don't need to separately meet the English language requirements because they have already completed UK degree or master's degree, something like that. Some of the people who currently at dependent visa, they may need B1 English language test to be passed. So these are the requirements. So sometimes you have to have the maintenance fund, but most of the cases you can escape that. The maintenance fund would not be required. In order to apply for a self-sponsorship skilled worker visa, you need to, these are the things that you need to establish a company. That's the very first step you need to take. Then you need to apply for a skilled worker sponsor license. From here to here, this is the main place where you need to work more. I mean, establish a company, that's the very first step. And before you apply for a license, you have to work hard. You have to meet the requirements here. Then you get the license. Then you assign the cost for yourself, basically, the company. Then you apply for a skilled worker visa. Let's go to the next slide. To qualify for a skilled worker visa through self-sponsorship, you must register with a new company in the UK, or you must register with a new company in the UK or already registered with a company. I mean, what does it mean? That either you can start with a fresh company or you can buy an existing company. Someone has got a business since last 5 years. You have just gone that I want to buy your company. He agrees to sell this. You pay for it, and you get the company. Through that, you can own that company and you can start with. So if you are unfamiliar with UK company registration process, so this is many people may not be familiar with the UK company registration process. Better you can ask an accountant. It's not very difficult job. It should be okay. The accountant can help you, or some of the people even they can do it on their own. They can create a company or register a company by themselves. In order to open a company, these are the requirements. This slide is last year's slide. That is why we have written BRP. BRP no longer exists since 1st of January this year. So forget about that. You have e-visa now, and proof of address, NI number, all these things will be needed. Passport, of course, as I said. Apply for a skilled worker sponsor as the requirement. Once you have registered a UK company, the next step towards obtaining a skilled worker visa via self-sponsorship is for your UK business to apply for and be granted a skilled worker sponsor license. So obviously company has got this, then company has a genuine business, company is capable to carrying out its sponsor duties, and UK businesses offer genuine employment. I mean, the company has to be operational. The company has been registered, but the company has not started its business yet. Then you do not meet the requirement. How do they check that the company has started its business or not? By the collaborate documents. Let's say the bank statement. The bank statement should reflect that the company is getting the revenue, company is generating the revenue, and company is making the payments to the stakeholders, or to the employee, to the landlord, to the maybe HMRC. All these things that should be reflected in your bank statement. I'll come in next few slides that what would be the documentary evidence in order to make this application, sponsor license application. There I will be showing you. So we need minimum 4 documents. There is a big list, 8 or 9 documents list, but I will not be focusing all, because my motto is I do not confuse people. Whatever I say straight. If I say, some people, as a lawyer, that is our nature, that we do not say straight words. Sometimes we speak that way. So this is, I don't feel that I need to check that when I'm communicating to others, I need to make sure that whatever I'm saying, other people are understanding. I have passed the message properly. That's the thing. That is why I won't give you 8 or 9 documents list. Those will only confuse you. I can only give you the target, which 4 minimum documents you can, or it is easy for you to obtain. Okay. First of all, a PAY reference number and accounts office reference number. These 2 things together would be considered as one document. Okay, it's not. There are 2 things you can see: POA reference number, second one accounts office reference number. These 2 things come together, and they are considered together as one document. So PAY, what does PAYE mean? So PAYE is pay as you earn. whenever we are getting salary from our employer, the employer has to pay some taxes. You see, there are two things in this, in the employment, in the pay slip. You can see one is gross amount you are earning, one is the net amount you are earning. In order to make the payments to HMRC, one employer must have PAY reference number and accounts office reference number. So that is why you must, it's easy to get. Once you registered your company, you should apply for PAY reference number and accounts office reference number to HMRC. Company is registered at company's house, but PAY and accounts office reference number, those are provided by HMRC, separate authority actually. HMRC means His Majesty's Revenue and Customs. We, for long time, for many years, everywhere we used to say Her Majesty's. Since our beloved Queen Elizabeth died, we now say His Majesty's. Okay. Then business bank statement or letter from bank. Forget about letter from bank. If we say, yeah, there is an option. You need to submit any of these two. But I never ever will advise you to submit only letter from bank. If you submit letter from bank, your application will be put on hold. They will ask for bank statement anyway. So we don't want to give them that opportunity to put our applications on hold. We will always submit bank statement for 1 month. Minimum requirement is 1 month, so we will submit 1 month. So bank statement has to be healthy. Bank statement has to be, it should show that your business is in operation, you are generating revenue, and you are capable to pay the employees salary, and you are capable to run your business. So all these things. Then third one, employer's liability insurance certificate. So it can be done through online. There are several insurance providers. You can get it done from most of the companies. If it's not different sort of companies, like there are some companies where the employer's liability insurance can be like £5,000 a year. But in most of the cases, the normally small companies, their employer's liability insurance can cost like between 150 and 200 or 250 per year, not a month, not monthly, yearly. Then proof of ownership or lease tenancy document of the business premises. You have to have a business premises, regardless if it's small or big. You have to have one. At least when you are making the sponsor license application, you must submit this document. So you get this tenancy agreement, or if it's a lease document, you can submit that. So as I said, that we only need 4 documents. I will target only up to these 4. I'll forget about. I'll not. I'm not interested about these 2. VAT registration number. That is. You can submit. Some of the people may submit it, but that can only create some complications for you in future. So I would never suggest my clients for the moment or at the initial stage to get a VAT number and submit that, because you will be involved with your business has to charge VAT to your clients, and you may lose the clients because clients are not interested to pay more money to you. CT600, CT603, that is not applicable for the new businesses. This is called corporation tax. Corporation tax submissions will only be due after 12 months if your company is quite new. But at the beginning we said that you can establish a brand new company, or you can acquire, or you can buy an existing company. If you buy an existing company, then of course you will submit this. If it's like a more than 1 year old company, then this will be requirement. This will be there. If you do not submit, they will ask for it. So for the new businesses, for the new businesses, it is not required. So we will not. I will target. My aim is to get these 4 only. Let's say you have submitted the required documents and you have put all the required documents together properly. You have given proper answers in the questions. That's sufficient. There could be 2 potential outcomes of the sponsor license application. One, the license can be granted, or license can be refused. License application. Let's say someone has submitted 4 mandatory documents and meet all the requirements properly. The license is granted. License is granted for indefinite period. If that person submits 8 documents. Will he get one license or more than one license? What will he get? Only he will get the license. Both are same. I mean, it is not giving you something extra that if you, it's not that a marking. If you give good documents, you will get letter marks, 80% marks. If you give less documents, you will get 60% marks. It is not. It's either you will yes or no. Either license will be granted or no. So no need to submit extra. Only 4 documents, and of course there are some other documents needs to be submitted in order to succeed in the application. Those can be discussed in detail. Of course, we have to sit one-to-one if needed. We can sit and we can discuss more. Once the company's sponsor license application has been approved, your business can apply for and assign you a certificate of sponsorship. Usually once the license is granted, by default they will give you at least one course, one certificate of sponsorship. That one course can be assigned for yourself. So that's it. So then you can apply, then you can get the visa. So next slide please. These are the certificate of sponsorship. What is the important key information you will be needing? So those are the obviously name, job, salary, job title, then responsibilities, start and end date of the job, and need to find the perfect job in the SOC code, eligible job code 2020. So that's how it works. Let's apply for self-sponsored skilled worker visa. So that's I have just discussed that the sponsor license has to be certificate sponsor or course has to be valid. The job has to be genuine vacancy. The company got enough money. All those things provide. I mean, criminal record is not needed in most of the cases. Only few jobs need a DBS certificate. Those are like care worker, teacher, nurses, all those. But in most of the cases, in your cases, I understand that criminal certificate record will not be needed. Can I be a director and shareholder of the UK company if I sponsor myself for a skilled worker visa? Yes, you can. You can be the 100% shareholder. Will I need to show a certain amount of investment? Not really. No, there is no such requirement. But as I said, the bank statement will reflect the financial position or the circumstances of your company. So the bank statement which we'll be submitting, that bank statement should have enough transactions where they will understand that this is a genuine business and this business will be capable to pay the potential employees salary. Will I need to provide business plans support? It's not mandatory, but nowadays we are actually submitting business plan. When 6 months before I prepared this slide, that time I said no, because that time things were easier than now. So now we are actually submitting business plan and market research both. So we will be submitting, if you instruct us to handle your matter, we or our team will prepare the business plan and market research. Although in the Home Office guidance it's not mandatory, but it is my recommendation. We submit it. Okay. Can I qualify for indefinite leave to remain? Can I do additional work? Yes, you can. You can do 20 hours part time after doing full time of this job. You can do up to 20 hours per week, provided that job is also listed in the eligible job code. There's a big list, SOC code, also known as SOC code. Let's say if you are working in a restaurant for that 20 hours, can you work as a waiter? Answer is no. Waiter is not in that list. But can you work as a restaurant manager? Yes, you can. Can you work as a floor manager? Yes, you can. Can you work as a chef? You can. But can you work as a kitchen porter? No, you cannot. But I mean, it has to be within that list. Appointing key personals. Prior to submitting your application for a sponsor license, you will need to appoint 3 key personnel. Okay, 3 key personnel. One is authorizing officer, other one is key contact, third one is level 1 user. Okay, the good thing is all 3 positions can be taken over, or all these 3 responsibilities can be taken over by one person. I mean, you need one person to be your authorizing officer, to be the key contact, and the same person can be the level 1 user. Okay, so this person has to be British or settled person in the UK. British or settled person in the UK. I always strongly recommend that this person, you make him a director. At least you give him a directorship. Regardless if you want to give him any share, it's up to you. But if there is no share for him, no problem at all. Okay, he can be a director with 0% share. You can have 100% share. He or she can have like 0% share, no problem. But he can be he should be a director of the company. Okay, and it can be like a unpaid director or paid director, no problem. Unpaid or paid, no problem. And that person, I would say that person should have clean record in terms of criminal activities. He shouldn't have any criminal record against him, and he shouldn't have any civil judgment against him. He shouldn't have such a record where it can be seen that he previously applied for his sponsor license, and or for his own company, that license was revoked, or license application was terminated, or license application was refused, or even that person previously had a business, and in that business, Home Office in some point, some years before, the enforcement team came there and they found an illegal worker there. If that is the case, and that person got that sort of background, then that person will not be suitable to become an authorizing officer. So you should have a proper, a person who holds a very clean record everywhere. So you should have that sort of person. Most of our people are like this. Actually, I don't say that the people are criminals. People are very good. Most of the people are very gentle, very good, and very honest. So let's believe in it. So we should have that sort of person who is British and settled person, and I would also recommend strongly that that person should be quite smart, should be quite intelligent guy. Why? In some point, Home Office may visit your premises, may visit your business, and they can run an audit. Then at that point, that authorizing officer has to deal with the Home Office. He has to answer the queries. He has to have the courage to deal with it. He has to have that sort of quality to face the Home Office. He shouldn't be, he should have some good, knowledge of what the company has been doing, what his role is, and any inquiries he can deal. So that sort of person would be required as an authorizing officer. So this is very key person. This person you have to find a proper person who can be your authorizing officer. Authorizing officer means I'm not talking about only one thing. Authorizing officer, key contact, and level 1 user, all three would be actually one person. One person can hold multiple positions in one company. So that person, I'm not asking you to find 3 people to cover these 3 positions. Sometimes finding a proper person, one person is difficult. Regardless 3, I won't tell you to look around for 3 people. Just look around one good person. Then you can have him as your authorizing officer, key contact, and level 1 user. So I think the other things we have just covered, and these will be the requirement. And of course, you may ask questions to me now. If you have questions, I'm happy to deal with. I'm happy to answer. And I myself, and after this, of course, hassle-free education, led by Mr. Hassan Habib, they will be more than happy to meet your queries, to answer your queries. But at this moment, if you have any questions directly to me, you can ask me.
Suppose I started a business. In this business, I am a director. So my position is as a director. So you say, and instead of this business, I can work any other business 20 hours. So here, I can work as a chef, not possible. I have to work as a director, other business.
No, you can work. The rule has been changed since last year, April. What's the rule currently exist, that you can work any source of job 20 hours, but that job has to be listed under eligible job code. Are you
You already said the chef job and the
chef is one of the eligible jobs.
So, but my business, I'm the director.
Yeah, no problem. Your business can be completely different. Your business can be like IT business or like different sort of business, marketing business. But that chef job is under eligible job code. After doing full-time work in your own business, 37.5 hours, that's the minimum requirements here, 37.5 hours. After doing that in your spare time, if you want to work up to 20 hours per week, you can, but that 20 hour, the job which you will be doing for as a part-time 20 hours as an additional job, that job has to be that sort of job which is listed under the eligible job code.
Another thing is can hassle-free education help to assigning and authorizing officer, because we are the new in this country, because I'm telling about myself here. I have no relative in UK, so it's difficult to finding a relative or an authorizing officer. So in this regard, hassle-free education can help or get help.
I'm not in a position to answer this question now. Mr. Habib, anything? Did you hear the question? Okay, you can discuss this with him later. Okay. Yeah, any other question? Yes, please, sir.
Can you be the authorizing officer?
Myself, personally myself.
Like, what if I want authorizing officer?
No, not really. No. There are two problems. One is it is known as conflict of interest. A solicitor who is, who is legally representing you, he or she cannot be involved with your own business. This is called conflict of interest. A solicitor can be an authorizing officer who is actually not representing you. Let's say another solicitor X, he can be authorizing officer if he agrees, if he thinks that he will be involved with you, that's okay. But the solicitor who is representing you, he cannot be authorizing officer for your company.
I have a question. So,
Sure.
for the business, I need a space, I need a place. So, can I share with someone? Like, it's a business. I'm gonna ask them that, can you give me a table where I can have my own business, and can two business done with the same address?
Yes, it's very much possible. It is in London. The practice is like this: that in one premises there are several businesses.